Now that sport is back, don't waste these chances. Opportunities will come, and we must be ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another technical session made in Benfica. We hope all of you and your families are keeping healthy and safe through this difficult season for life in general and soccer in particular. It's a great pleasure for us to present again at the United Soccer Coaches Convention this year in a digital format. Today's session will see us go through a quick intro to the club, an overview of its organization at youth level, and then have a look at how we understand individual development from both a model and a practical point of view.
Benfica is a winners club. It's the most decorated club in Portugal with 81 trophies, having won 2 European Champions Leagues and 37 national titles. Italy has a great history of developing young talent. You might know this gentleman here, but for sure you know all these others that are coming through the ranks and graduated into the first team and that are playing today at the international level. Our purpose at Benfica campus is very clear. We are here to make dreams come true and to add value to the club. We want these boys and girls to reach a professional career, to play attractive football, to win trophies, and also to be good people. Having a look at our organization at Benfica campus, we have a youth sector coordinated by a general director, and then we have 4 departments working together to help these kids to develop. We have a youth football director that oversees all the recruitment and the bringing in of players and talent, a technical director that oversees all the development program that works in articulation with an education and welfare director that oversees all the residency program and all the education and the social support for these boys. On the connection to these, our sports project director oversees all the football schools around the country and around the world, Benfica soccer schools, and also develops all the education programs for coaches, both in Portugal and abroad. Looking at our teams and pathway, it goes from early ages, foundation phase with 6, 7, 8 years old, all the way through the first team. We benefit in Portugal from having a B team and an under 23s league as well on this important step to the professional football, which we call the professional development stage, which also plays the youth champions league. When we look at our map of teams, we start on the right with the talent centers, with the 5 talent centers dotted across the country, where younger footballers can connect with the Benfica way, with the Benfica methodology, with our coaches, and then get the first steps into our development model. And they play 5-a-side, they progress to 7-a-side, getting then a selection to move to our Lisbon unit, where we have the under 9s, under the 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s, and they progress from 7-a-side to 9-a-side. Moving into Benfica campus at the age of 13, with the under 14s up, we have the rest of the teams, not only at the youth sector, but on that professional and transition to professional as we saw. On all these big organization, we make sure that the player is at the center. With all this structure of support, we are fortunate for the club to have invested a lot of resources, not only from an infrastructure point of view, but also from a people point of view. But we want to make sure that the player is at the center and that the team is like an ecosystem for the player to grow and develop in.
Our main concern is developing individual talent. The player is our main focus, and we want to make sure it reaches the highest level as possible. We start with the player profile, the first step of the process, and with that player profile, we're going to work first in a more generic work through all the age groups, mainly from the U7 until the U14. Of course, we have to take into consideration the individual characteristics, but in this stage, and we're concerned about the fundamentals, the relationship with the ball, the principles of the game, the speed and the coordination, and it's important to make the toolbox, as we call it, as full as possible, because we're going to need those tools to to be able to work then after in a more specific work in terms of the position that we're going to use this player. And after, in this case, over U15 until the B team, we're going to more we're going for work that is more specific on the position, and we're going to talk a little bit more later in terms of the player profile and the roles that player profile has on each position to help us, to help the coaching staff and everybody that works with the players around on this project of 360. We have an app that includes all the departments, the areas around the player, and with the culture, with the how we play, the way we play, the Benfica way, the training, how we should train, in the methodology as well, the analysis and the video analysis and the scouting, how we manage the talent, and at the same time the social and the educational aspect of each of the players that are with us through all the steps of the development. And that's the very first step. Then how are we going to develop that player? And all around this 360 development, we have to think about these main characteristics. And when we look at the player, we want to see this player in terms of maximizing his potential and his talent. We see a player with these characteristics. He has to be intense, quality with the ball, very good first touch, connection with the teammates, understanding the game, what he has to do in terms of the tactical aspect of the game. Is he comfortable under pressure? Can he go through different moments through the game when he can miss, and then after can get back in the game and do a fantastic game? Can he deal with the social media and all those ingredients, all those skills that we need to be able to work with this player to make him as possible, as better as possible, and as complete as possible. And also this important aspect of the play, which is the social aspect on and off the pitch. He has to be a good person in terms of what we want for Benfica player. Profile position and in the roles that we have for each player. This is a card for, in this case, the right back. We play in the system of 4-3-3. This is one of our positions, and we have attacking and defending, some guidelines that we want for the player. If you are a fullback, of course, you need to support and have a big dynamic on a side corridor, play in and play out, the connection with the midfielders, also with the wingers and the center back. Can he go and reach to the last third with attacking, with the penetration movements, with the crosses? Can he reach there? Is he able to do that? And also in terms of defending the 1v1, 2v2 duels, he needs to be aggressive. You need to win the ball up in the air, a good position on the field. He understands the game. So those are just a simple and clear message that we have for the players, for them to understand, and for us also to assess the players in terms of what they need to do on that position. And on these gray boxes that we have here, because these roles are connected with these boxes. If you need to go and dribble the ball forward in advance and across, you need to be able to pass, you need to be able to cross the ball. Those are the pillars that assist these roles in terms of the position. Is he intense? Can he work with the higher pace? Can he goes and have a good agility movement? This needs to work together, and it's how we work with different departments as one, and we try to make it as smooth as possible in terms of the work with the players. With that, we add in second stage, this individual development plan and the player self assessment. The player do his own assessment, as we also do. I'm going to explain after the cycle, but these three main ideas of the individual development plan for the player, the talent ratings, and the performance scores. The talent ratings is what we also do in terms of what's going to be the future of this player, because he can be at the moment 15 years old, an enormous player, but he's already past that maturation process and is not going to be much more than this. And there's other situations when there's a 15-year-old player and he's not performing that well on the games, but we know he has a lot of potential. So the talent ratings in terms of the potential of the players, and also, of course, the data of the performance scores are extremely important in terms of what's going to be the individual development plan. All these combined, we have to go to the more practical aspect of it, which is the session. We need to combine all this information, all this data from different departments, different areas, the coaching staff, and also the player has an important part of the process. In all this information, all this work needs to go into practice. In terms of the cycle, the individual development cycle overview, the whole season is the annual plan. What we do, we have the player in the beginning of the season. We do an assessment with him, so he participates in this self-reflection, and we develop an individual plan where on different areas we set up goals, and those goals we're going to work out through a 12-week, normal 12-week weeks plan with the formal and informal feedbacks in session, in video analysis, and so on. It could be on a gym, it could be on psychological sessions, different areas according to the needs of the player. So it's important not providing them all for everyone. It's important to be detailed and specific in terms of what we want for each player, what's most important for each player. And after 12 weeks, we review the plan and go through all the process again. The potential ratings, we do it twice a season. In this case, now with the COVID, it's been a little bit different because we start after what we intend to, and there's some variation, but this is the normal plan in terms of the cycle of the development. Moving on to the more practical aspect of it, when we go from habits to the play, we have these two big dimensions. First, the game, then the training. In the game, we have the game moments, so attacking, defending, the transitions, the set pieces, and it's a more collective. So we work more as a group, and if we can divide it, the game moments is more integrated with the team, everyone together, the connections with everyone and with all the positions. And so the macro exercises, we have tactical scenarios. We could be more with a small group, a unit connection with, imagine only striker, wingers, or midfielders with the striker and wingers. So it depends on what we work on different players, and also the more individual work and more specific. And that relationship between the training in the game and the selection of which kind of exercises, it's the big challenge for us coaches, and how we can make it better in terms of the development of the players. We know we cannot make only sessions that maximize the individual, so only with one player, one or two players only doing that, and we cannot do only game moments, everything collective with everyone included. And this balance, at the same time, cannot only do the the small groups working. So the real challenge and the real key is to find the best balance between the all team together with the small groups with just individuals, and that goes not only with the tactical work what we do on a field, but also with different areas and different departments. It's the same. We can apply it to everything. And when you move with more people working, of course, it's more complex. When you go to more or less players, you have a more critical eye. You can go more to into detail than when you work with more people involved, of course. And that's how we can put it more into sessions. Either we can work the individual or with the unit and some groups, or with the whole team integrated to make sure. But taking the most important thing into account, which is the individual, the player. A board that we have in this case, I would like to show you. And it's the offensive midfielder. And when I think about Benfica, and when I think about showing some what we do in terms of development of talent, I think about goals. I think about creativity, magical elements that can distinguish from the others. And in this case, the the roles in terms of the offensive midfielder is that he plays good between the lines. He has a dynamic to attack the opponent. He can create, he can finish, including the assists, and he can score goals in terms of what we want of the attack. Uh, Defending, it's the positioning, how we can manage the midfield, and he has to be able to also press and recover the balls in the midfield. Those are the main situations in terms of the roles of the position. And we have here the role. Sorry, we have here the roles, all the roles, and here are the contents that we work with the players in terms of those roles. I would like, and we're going to have only two of the main roles. One is the link to create an assist, and I'm going to show you now a playing reference. And as you can see here, games from our youth teams, the player receives the ball in an open space, and he can, in this case, link with running with the ball. Has a good technique and create something. In this case, with a cross. Again, finding the space. After the space, he can shield the ball, dribble, and again create something. And that's what we're looking for in this kind of midfielders. Receive the ball between the lines, create something, pass or an assist is always something that we're going to show with the ball, and important also without the ball. So these movements you can see here, some with the ball, some without the ball, and always there to appear in the game, to make sure he wants to receive the ball, finding the space between the lines, and ability to connect and to link with the teammates. That's the reference that we have. Some exercises that we use. I will start now with one exercise. Is simple. This was done after a more team session. This we can use as a more meso training session, because here we have the two midfielders and one striker, and on the side wingers or fullbacks. Here the pass is to receive. There's a pass from the inside. You open the first touch with the first touch, and then you have, it's a mix between link to create and assist, and also because we like to add the goal to the situation. We put also one situation of scoring goals. So you open the receiving first touch, first ball is to go out and go to the side channel. Second ball goes to the striker in a diagonal movement, and the third ball is more of a combination with the striker for finishing. In this case, we can see the pass that the midfield is doing. The first pass is more to the feet. Now it's a diagonal, a vertical pass with diagonal movement from the striker, and then either you can receive the ball here or inside with a 1-2 combination and a finish. A variation of this situation is starting the same with a pass. The midfielders are changing positions on this kind of situation. And now you receive the ball, you open, now you put the ball more into the space. And now the cross has a little bit more depth. Now you receive the ball again. Now the ball to the striker is between the two center backs, creating a contest. And now the combination is different because it's third man going to inside the box. So the movement is different. Instead of a 1-2 combination, is an indirect combination. Passing the ball more in depth here. Again, repetition of situation, open, ball in the middle to the faraway foot. And for last, the 3 combination with the opposite, missing goals. That's why we need to keep on working on it. Another situation. In here, in this case, that was a meso session, a unit group working, midfielders plus the attackers. Now it's a different session. Also, the main goal is linked to create and working mainly with the midfielders. We have 6v6 on a half field with 3 meters from each side with a channel here on the sides, one side and the other, and 2 neutral players for each team, one on one side, one on the other. He is one on one side, one on the other, only working as a neutral players, offensive neutral players. They start the play. Main goal is to try to link, to move on to because there's a midfield line and there's an offside rule. Try to break the defensive line to get through. And are we going to be able to see some movements of the important movements of the midfielders to receive the ball either on the foot, but mainly to create space and to get the ball on the defensive, breaking the defensive line. In this stage of the session, still working, trying to get the ball, and if the midfielders are not able to get the ball in the middle because there's some pressure there, you keep on finding. Now with a more depth, because if there's no space, and that's one of the things we work, there's no space because there's a lot of pressure close, we have to find the space a little bit more up front. Again, just trying to get the ball, rotating the play. And that's when we stop. Now the coach is saying one thing happened. The pass was coming from one side, and this side, to here, to the neutral player. So he had the ball, he was doing the pass. And what happened? And that's the opposite that we're trying to achieve on this session. And the player, instead of breaking and trying to go and force this line here, it is explaining right now, he's just stood there. So it was easy for these guys to control. It was easy for them to control everything. So what happened if he goes? They have to go as well. He has to go as well, and they'll find the space either back, or it will find the space then after to cross and to finish the play. And that was the first feedback that the coach provide to the players, because we're not doing that what we're supposed to do. Now we'll start to see a little bit of a difference, what was before, what's going to now, what's going to be now. The neutral players are changing. One side and the other. I didn't cut. I prefer to put the sessions here in this wall material, because it's better than just do the course and do some not real situations. So this is what's happening in reality. So we start now. And we move on with the play. Now check it out, what's going to happen. Okay, with an overlap on the opposite side, but look the difference between what's going to happen now, what was happened before. Look, boom, off he goes. Open space, and almost. See the difference between the guys trying to get the space without the ball and moving forward again, and that one is receiving the ball, and there off you go. Offside, and that was a big difference. Now you start to have movements. Now you start to penetrate the defensive line again. Bum. And you receive there, because if they don't go, the ball goes, and you find that space. Very different. Moving on. Another one, another situation. Tuli can create. We start again, the midfielders. This is 36 meters from one goal, and they have another line, 36 meters and 6 meters channel here, and 10v10 plus the goalkeepers. The building up, when we start here, it's 7 against 6, and when we move to the opposite side, it stays 7 against 6. So it's goalkeeper plus 7 against 6. Who is defending is the three attackers, winger, striker, and the three midfielders, and who is building up the fullback and the three midfielders here. We have 7 against 6. Look, I've been looking for midfielder trying to find the space. In this case, the ball goes into the 6, but okay, he got the ball. That's our main concern. How we can link, how we can create, how can assist his first touch, looking for the space. Now more in a game moment situation. So macro exercise. Trying to find. and off you go. And that's the space where all the players can get the ball without, if they get the ball here, only when the ball goes in, the other guys can apply the pressure. So that provide them a little bit of more time to get the ball between the lines. Let's see a little bit more. So we start with the building up. Okay, now fine. Off you go. When you go to add more players, one of the fullbacks can be an extra player, and defending, one of the midfielders cannot go back. So we have the three midfielders attacking, the three attackers, and one of the fullbacks can move forward to create the 7 against 6 plus goalkeeper. Again, moving the ball around and with the pressure, the good pressure, and is again the midfielder getting the ball in between. It's a very good exercise in terms of the midfielders, because they have to find the space, they have to get the ball. The first has to be quick, and we use this drill a lot on a -2 game where there's a speed. That's why we have some breaks. When you break, you provide energy to the players, and so when the ball goes on, the situations are more of a high speed. That's what we aim also for this kind of day, -2 the game. Start. Now with pressure. Now you keep the ball. Fullback integrates the attack. Okay, he has advantage. Look, again, movement. Without the ball, a good pass, not finishing, and you keep on. You keep on having the ball. Circulate. Ball comes this side. In this case, this guy was slipping because he can go as long as the other one comes back, the other fullback. So this was situation of a link. Now, if you add the role of creating chances and score goals, and this is more what we aim to do in terms of attacking three, our role as for the midfielder, offensive midfielder. Look at the first touch, beautiful, moves forward, getting the ball. I was lucky because the goalkeeper was not that good, but perfect. In terms of getting there, beautiful pass and assist. Situations that we love to see on our offensive midfielder. Inside the box is there. Simple, practical, and off you go. Simple stuff. Again, the ball goes to the side channel. Off you go to the box, inside full speed, and go. Header. He has to be able to score goals with the foot, with the head, with the heels, everything. Beautiful movement. Oh my God. This again, between the lines, getting there. Creativity, taking the players out of the way. Find the space. Again, the movement without the ball. Perfect. Beautiful goal. Again, right side of the opponent, finding the space is there. Beautiful. And that's the for attacking three in terms of scoring goals mainly. I start with this very simple session, and we can do these different different situations and different age groups, which is very important. So it's a normal 1-2 combination. The midfielder gets out of pretending opponent here. Just want to get in the place to get comfortable with the ball, striking to the goal, and using just a technique, left or right foot, and there's a back pass. So 1-2 combination, back pass, and shoot. Here's some feedbacks that I provide them, which is look at the ball the moment of the shot, take the picture of the goal, but then look at the ball the moment of the shot. On a back pass, don't wait for the ball, just attack the ball. You're taking too long. If the ball is not coming the right way, it's too rolling, and if you feel you're not too comfortable to have the first on first touch the shot, don't take it. Just use one more touch, and then after you have to do it fast, but you do it with the 2 touches. Well, just simple situations that we provide to the players and give them also comfortable in terms of the shot to the goal. 1-2, we do it here. 1-2 here. We'll move into one side. We have the combination in the back pass, and we move on to the other side. The ball can be close to the grass. It can be up in the air. Different kind of balls, different kind of scenarios, and a lot of variability, which is important because the game also like that. Very simple. Here you can also use this kind of back pass. You can have it as a cross, and you work the header. So simple exercises, but they make it also good result. Another one that was a 1-2 combination on the side here. It's a more mezzo situation where the midfielders pass the ball to the side channel, and then we have two second balls for each one of the players that stays on the edge of the box. Balls goes outside, either 1-2 combination or a movement in depth. A lot of these movements will look for the offensive midfielders as well. And then the 1 second ball from the coach that is close to the players, and another ball for one that is on the side of the goal. Again, look at the ball the moment of the shot. Important feedback when you provide, if you're going to have a shot on a first touch. And variability here, either with the movement of the midfielder in depth or staying with a 1-2 situation. And this is a session, as there was the other before, that we do mainly after the team session and at the end of the session to have more repetitions of certain situations that we need to improve on our players. But last, another situation, in this case, in finishing, so all that's what it's all about. This last role of offensive midfielder, it's a finishing situation or creating something, and this is a 3v3, but it becomes a 3v2 in a 30 meters depth in 40 for the on the sides and close by the side of the box. So they are always playing 3v2, two teams of three, but always playing 3v2. And the two players that are on one side of the field, they can only block the shots, while the other ones, and we're working, of course, here, uh, the shot on the outside of the box, and but at the same time, not only the shot by having the shot. Here we have a position. On the other ones, we didn't. On this one, we have. As you can see, the players have to do the shots on different angles. They have to simulate that they're going to have the shot and then the pass, and the other ones have it. They can have with the first touch. They can have after the receiving. So basically, it's a rich exercise with different kind of moments. Through all the age groups, we have this individual development, different exercises that we can use either in more micro, as I was telling you, and these ones were more micro because it's specific for only the position, but they can have opponents or not, or they can have teammates or not, and that's more the micro situation, and meso or collective. From the B team until the U6. We use, and we have to adapt, of course, to the age group, but we use this kind of exercises through all the development of the players. And now I'm available for you to some questions, and please feel free to have them.
Look, sport might not be the answer right now, but it teaches us this, that impossible challenges must be faced and overcome. And the reward is joy. And it will always be that way. And now that sport is back, don't waste these chances. Play with more heart, even more fire, and hope that does not end. Seek out what scares you and let your body do what it loves. Nobody knows what the future holds. Nobody knows what will come our way. So honor every breath and respect every chance. Opportunities will come, and we must be ready.